Latrese, your host of Insights with Latrese. Latrese, the host that is living her best life, okay? And it is Sunday, and I have not taken my nap, so I'm working that out. Because after you eat, that Sunday nap is everything. It blesses the soul. It ministers to my soul. And so I have not been ministered to quite yet. Hey, before we get started, I want you guys to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Follow me on Snapchat. I don't know how to use it, but I'm on there at Treese Kabuya. So make sure, or go to my website. I have Motivational Mondays that I send out emails to encourage you, because Mondays can be tough, especially if you're not operating in purpose and you're going to a job and not to purpose. So definitely you want to check that out. You can hear me on 1590 at about 7:10 in the morning Central Time. And so I'm just glad you're here. I'm glad you're listening or watching. We're going to have a lot of fun, because you know that your girl loves to have fun. Just a little bit about me. If this is your first time hearing my podcast or watching my podcast, I'm a mother of 5 beautiful girls. Yes, ages 24, 18, 14, 13, and 9. What? Yes. And I have an amazing, wonderful boyfriend that I am legally tied to for the rest of my life, my husband, Olivier Kabuya. And so he's amazing. I'm amazing. We're all amazing. And we're living our best life because I am an empowerment speaker. I'm an author. I'm a TV and radio personality. And I'm here to help you to get to your best life. And if you're already there, there's always another level to go. So that's why my guests are always amazing, awesome, living their best life. And here's the thing about living your best life. It's not that you live a perfect life, but you have decided, I'm going to get all that God has for me. I'm going to operate at my highest potential. Now, do you always operate every day at your highest? No, but your goal and purpose is to. Your focus to stay on that high, right? But life happens, things happen, but we get back there, right? So with that said, my guest today is amazing, because, again, you got to be real. Oh, I got a couple of guests going on here. You got to be real. You see that? See? We don't have no cuts. We're not doing no edits. It is what it is. And so that's what we do. We don't get that, Bo.
Stone, he's getting big.
Oh, hey, baby. Hey, he's like, okay. All right. Yes, you're part of this podcast.
I knew as soon as we started that would happen. Okay, go out.
But you know what? That's real people. Real
yes.
life,
yes.
That's what we do. And that's all good. And so the other person you're hearing right now is Danni Boatwright Wiegmann. And she is such an amazing woman. First of all, thank you so much, because I know how busy you are, right? And so for you to take the time, I appreciate you more than you even know.
Oh, thank you. But you are the busiest person I know. Come on, I have 2. That's it. And they're boys.
Right. These girls, they keep me going, but it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
But
I like being busy.
Say that again.
I like being busy.
You know what? It's good.
Yes.
Busy with purpose.
Yes.
Good, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Which is my challenge. Yes. Sometimes I do busy things that I don't need to be busy, and that's the thing you got to work on. It's got to be something that is fulfilling. Absolutely.
Absolutely. But I think as you see, we already in the podcast we just have no rules. On Insights with Latrese, we're just going to get it in. We're going to get it in.
Yes, right.
Right? But
that's true.
I think you have, as you get older, you just don't have the patience for just busy, right?
Right. Yes.
And because I used to be busy for nobody's reason. Like, Treese, why are you busy? Well, right? But then Treese got tired, right? And
yes.
No, I don't need to do this. But
Yep.
Here, right?
Absolutely.
We're so busy.
Absolutely.
But I want to tell everyone about Miss Danni, because you have such an amazing, let me get back. I'm going to my trusted iPhone, and I'm just gonna, first of all, I didn't know your birthday was in July. My birthday was in July, so right here.
Oh, well, there you go. That's just another connection we have.
Yes.
Well, when are you? When's yours?
July 3rd.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Yes.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Of course you are the third. You should be the fourth, really.
Well,
I mean,
here's the thing. I don't like to really share my birthday, and I didn't want to be the fourth. You know what I'm saying? They understood early on when I was in my mother's womb that she's not going to do the fourth because she doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, third or fifth.
And the preparation starts on the third. You got to prepare for me.
It's true. Oh boy, that's the truth.
Prepare for this gift.
You know, I was on Friday the 13th, so that explains a lot. Now, watch out for me.
So funny. I did not. All these years I've known you, I didn't.
It's funny. We've known each other forever too.
Forever, and that's the thing. Danni is from Tonganoxie, Kansas, and let me just tell you a little bit about her. And the reason why I have to emphasize this, because today's podcast is, the title is, why do I have to read it? Because I got so much going on. How about that?
Amen.
Again, this is real. You're more than just a pretty face.
Oh.
That is because you're pretty, you're beautiful,
Thank you.
but it's so much beyond that, you know.
Yeah.
And now with social media, and of course TV has always been an enemy to some degree to the beauty industry and to our young girls growing up especially. And so I wanted them to see who has operated in beauty, but it's so, you're a businesswoman, you're a mother, you're a wife. I mean, you are a savvy businesswoman. You're a Christian. You're a woman of God. There's so many facets other than just being a pretty face. Right?
Oh, and you know, I know so many girls that are beautiful, but boy, once you get to know them, it's not so pretty. And that's the difference. And my boys and I were just talking about that in the car the other day about there's a lot of pretty girls, but boy, they're just not pretty when you get to know them. And then somebody who might not be as aesthetically pretty, you get to know the soul, and it's just such a difference. And girls need to know that. They need to know that where beauty radiates from.
Absolutely. And I think that's part of knowing it's further than just the the exterior. You have to understand purpose. You have to understand, your destiny, your value. All of that comes to play. So we're going to talk about it because I have 4 sections of my podcast. The first section is on the couch. The second section is hot seat. Then there's the third, which is beauty. And then the last one, of course, is the insight when we wrap it up. So like I said, you're from Tonganoxie, and you were Miss Kansas Teen in 1992, Miss Teen USA second runner-up, Miss Kansas USA winner, Miss USA 1996 first runner-up. And I just want to talk about that for a minute because my 18-year-old just did her first pageant ever. And I was a little reluctant because, again, I'm always teaching confidence, self-esteem. But what she got out of it was more than just the pretty, just the beauty. She was first runner-up. But But when she came to me and said she wanted to do this pageant, I said, okay, why? We always have to have a reason, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And she said, because it will help me in my growth as a person. So I said, okay, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? And she said, I'm an introvert. I want to do something outside the box.
Oh, wow. Yeah, absolutely. That's getting outside too.
Completely.
Yeah.
That I want to do something that I normally wouldn't do, that scares me, but that I will do.
Good. I love that.
That was her reason. And what can you say as a mother? Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Go for it. Anything, for growth.
That story is very similar to mine because my mother went, Mrs. Cackler, when I wanted to do the pageant for the first time, she was like, "Where did this come from?" I was a tomboy with all those brothers. I was gawky. I mean, it wasn't good. And I had so much fun because that's the thing. I thought, it just looked like fun to me, and I thought, this is something different than what I normally do because I'm normally running and playing sports. And I had the best time. I met great girls.
Yeah.
And the interview portion of it, I had no idea set up skills and ability for what was coming forward in the future. It was incredible.
And I think
great.
And I think that's the thing. Pageants sometimes get a bad rep because she talked about the interview process, that you had to be poised, that you had to think, you had to have critical thinking, you had to think on your feet, you had to have a cause. Why do you want to represent this pageant? Why are you passionate? So it had you thinking about who you were as a person as a whole. And I thought, wow, because I've never looked at pageants like that. You look at swimsuit and you look at the gowns, the hair, how they look hungry. And so you're just like, okay, but she said there was so much, the sisterhood behind it. Just so many different skills. She said interview skills, just all those things. And so I want you to speak to that, because do you feel that definitely got you on your path to where you are now?
100%. I was actually kind of shy. Quiet. Now I was feisty.
Yes.
But because I had all his brothers. But quit showing me. You tell me now. Go outside. We'll go fishing as soon as I get done. Okay. I had all those brothers, and I was feisty. But I was kind of shy when it just came to just myself and my confidence and just who I was as a person. And it really gave me that opportunity to step outside. Yeah. And like I said before, the interview portion of it was just huge. I mean, that just changed me as a person.
Okay.
Now, the first pageant I was in was Miss American Co-ed. So it's strongly based on interview.
Okay.
And evening gown, there's no swimsuit, and then talent's optional.
Okay.
Which is great because people like me, I can't sing, I can't dance, I don't have any of that kind of talent. I'm an athlete. So thank goodness that it was optional. Or it would have been a disaster. But I really like now that they're getting away from swimsuit, because that is one thing where I want to see the pageants evolve to. I think you can tell if somebody is physically fit, taking care of themselves, and not everybody's built the same. I'm almost 6 feet tall, broad-shouldered, and built like a string bean, and that's just how I'm built.
Yeah.
But somebody else is just as beautiful in their build, and as long as they're taking care of as much as they can with what they have, that's what's important. So I don't want to feel like everybody has to be tall and skinny on stage in order to do well in a pageant. So I feel like pageants are getting away from that. I know Teen USA, they're just doing a fitness portion.
Yeah.
And I think that's nice. And that they're wearing like workout pants and stuff. And I think that's great. And I'd like to see them get away from the bikinis and stuff. I'd like to see Miss USA change that.
And I thought that was appropriate, active wear, And,
absolutely.
And so I thought that was great, because you're right, because I'm never going to be that string bean, right? I've always been curvy, even in my smallest, but the key is just being healthy and being the best version of you.
Absolutely. And girls have got to understand that, because all different shapes and sizes are beautiful. And I hate that everybody tries to make the 6 foot tall supermodel like that's the only thing that's beautiful. It's not. Yeah. And the funny thing is, I'd rather be curvy. I don't have any curves. My best friend looks like Kay West, and I'm like, I want to look like you. She's stunning. But but everybody needs to understand that, embrace what you have. I love what you're all about when you're just like, everybody's beautiful, and you have to realize that and make the most of you.
Yes, that best version of you. And the thing I love, because I know your family, in fact, Danny's parents were my teachers. And so, we've known each other, gosh, I think you were what, 9?
Oh, gosh. If 9, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
If 9.
Probably, about 8 or 9. Yeah, probably about that.
Yeah. And so
I'm 43 now. Holy smokes. Got some gray hair. All right.
I know. Before you got on, I was like, oh, wait a minute. No, we don't do gray now. We don't do gray.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that yet.
No. Well, my girls did ask me, they said, would you embrace gray? And I said, you don't have to embrace anything. And gray would not be one I would embrace. I embrace a lot of things, but I'm going to be 97 with black hair. Promise.
Yep. There you go. Yeah. Me too.
And I'm okay with it.
I'll be wearing a wig full on then, though. That's what's going to happen. My grandmother did. She's beautiful.
Oh, your grandmother was everything. She was. So let's talk about the next phase of your life, because you did all these pageants, you were very successful, and you moved forward, and you did a show, that we all know, Survivor, and I think it's the 11th season.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, 2005.
About that. What made you decide to do something of all the I guess it's considered a reality show.
Yes.
We could have done anything else. Why Survivor?
It was the very first one. So it was the pioneer of it. Now, I think maybe by the season I was on, there might have been some others starting. I don't remember. But I'm not a fan of reality TV.
Okay.
I don't like reality TV.
Yeah.
I love Hallmark. I'm all about Hallmark, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's just easy, and it's wholesome.
Yeah.
My kids can watch it. Well, Survivor, I loved it because the athleticism of it and just that competitive edge. And I love like adventure and being thrown out in the middle of nowhere and trying to figure people out, trying to figure your way out, trying to survive on eating nothing. And my mom was actually the one who said, you could win this. You need to do it.
Wow.
And so, moms are always right.
Yeah.
I thought she was crazy.
Especially Miss Kaplan. She's always right.
She is always right. And so I did it. I guess she was right. As soon as I auditioned, I got a call out to LA. And obviously, there's so much that goes into it. There's so many interviews and tests and all the stuff you have to do to get on it. And so I just enjoying the process, and whatever the Lord's will was going to happen.
Yeah.
So I just embraced that. And the next thing you know, I was in the jungle of Guatemala, surrounded by howler monkeys, which sound like dinosaurs. And I was like, what have I gotten myself into? But I decided, obviously Mom said you should do it. I would have never done it if she hadn't said you need to audition for it. But we were all big fans of the show.
So when you're out there, and I'm sure the camera's on you, you're eating a bug, did you ever just say, I got to go. I need to go shower. This is too much. Done. Over it.
Yeah. See, you can't wrap your head around that, because you would be like, I got to be all, fixed up. You love all your beautiful cosmetics, your nap, your all that.
Well, you know what? Actually, I'm a tomboy, Danny.
You are. No, you are. But you're pretty. And your makeup, and you'll throw a lot. Look great.
You would have had me leave at first bug.
Oh, the bugs. That would have gotten you.
Because there was one episode, I can't even tell you what you were eating, but it would not have happened with Latrese. Okay. I don't know what it was, but I was just because my fourth child, Naomi, just adores you. Like, she is it's so funny because I think it's a starstruck moment every time she sees you, and she's just so mesmerized. So she has watched your season over and over again.
Wow. That's so
I was like, looking, I was like, I know Danny did not eat that.
Yeah, she did.
So, so was there ever a moment where you were like,
yes,
I can't do this?
I knew, like I said, I loved the show. I'm not a fan of reality TV, but I loved Survivor. I still love it because it's so real. It is so real. But the moment was probably not quite a week into it, where it was so hot, which I'm fine with the heat.
Yeah.
There were so many mosquitoes on us. There was no food, and we all had diarrhea. Everybody was just so sick. I remember laying in in the middle of the day because we tried to do all of our chores in the morning and at night when it was a little bit cooler.
Okay.
I remember laying, it was like 114 degrees. I'm laying under our little shelter we made, and my stomach, it sounded like somebody was walking through a swamp. It was just slush, 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 slush. And I have to go to the bathroom. And I'm telling you, there were not restrooms out there. So you're digging a hole, go in the bathroom, and mosquitoes and I just thought at this point, I mean, I was so sick. I thought I can handle anything, but just how sick I was right then. And everybody was. I'm like, I can't do this. I mean, almost to the point where I thought they're just gonna have to take me out of the game. And then they started to turn around a little bit. Your body adjusts, and I started doing a little bit better. But it was bad.
So let's have an insight moment. That I mean, you easily, and it would have been valid, said, let's call it quits. My stomach is not, agreeing. I'm pooping. I'm doing all this stuff. I got mosquitoes in my booty,
Yeah, little
stuff. What was that made you stay? Is it something you were raised just to endure?
Yep. My brothers, I was like, my brothers are going to be so disappointed if I don't come home, and come home as the winner. It's no pressure. I just remember going, I can't. I just, I think being raised in a small town, family of like farmers, teachers, that work ethic, like instilling that work ethic in me. You just don't quit. Quitting's not an option. Like I tell my kids with sports, if they do something and they don't like it, that's fine. We'll try something different, but you have to finish the season. You have to finish something. You just don't quit. So I was like, I have to finish this. Unless they medically evac me out of there, then okay. But otherwise, I just have to finish.
Wow. So that last moment when they called you and you had won, what was going through your mind? Was it, oh my gosh, I just won $1 million? Or, oh my gosh, I just accomplished my goal? Or, oh my gosh, I'm hungry and I probably should go to Latrice's house to cook. So
I did not care about winning the $1 million. Even my mom will tell you, we're walking down New York City with $1 million check in her bag that had been given on the news that morning. I hadn't even looked at it yet or anything. Been walking all around. My mom's just holding on to this purse all through New York City. And we get to the hotel room, and I was like getting ready to go to bed that night. She's like, honey, do you want to even look at this thing? And I mean, of course I'm happy, but half of it goes back to the government,
Right.
But I was like, yes, I was just so excited to win. That was so fun. And to share it with all my family and friends and hometown, like that just beats everything. And I was just never raised materialistic anyway. Absolutely winning that. You're like, oh, this helps. This is great.
Yeah.
But it's just winning was amazing. But I tell you, it was not when they announced it. It was when I won the final immunity, because if you watch the final immunity, they just said your feet can't touch the ground, and we're on this balancing thing, apparatus. We all start losing our balance. We all figure out a way to keep our feet up. By then it becomes a endurance challenge, and it's 114 out there again. We're all malnourished, and you're leaning against these poles. It becomes an endurance contest, and everything started closing in on me. I thought I was going to pass out. I was getting nauseous and dizzy, and I was like, oh, I'm praying, oh God, this is just, I'm not going to be able to do this. And then I was like, of course I can. So I locked down and prayed, and I said, Lord, if this is your will to happen, you have me the strength right now. I cannot physically, I can't make it right now. And so I just prayed, and it was that lifted the feeling of not being able to do it, and then being nauseous. I was still uncomfortable, yes, and it was difficult, but I knew, okay, we got this.
Yeah.
And I remember looking across at the guy. He ended up getting taken out of the game because he was using his hands to move around. You can do that. Cheap. So he was out. So I remember looking straight across at the girl, and I thought to myself, okay, she's hurting. I know I'm hurting, but let's just act like I'm not hurting and start yawning, twisting my hair, start playing a mid game with her. And that hurt. She knew I was okay, which I really wasn't, but I was just acting like it. And whenever Jeff Probst would ask me, how are you? You look like you're fine. I'm like, oh, well, it stinks, but I'm a marathon runner. I can handle this. I'll stay up here all day long. And it got to her. And I knew I had no chance of being in the final two if I hadn't won that challenge.
Wow.
So when I won, she finally gave up and I won. I knew then I had won, but I was like, wow, that I hadn't experienced the Lord like that yet before. Where literally I was locked in prayer and just said, okay, you have to give me what I need to get through this part, because I can't do it. Wow. And I just was thinking Philippians 4:13, all things are possible. And it worked. And that was amazing. I'm like, well, thank you, Lord, because it's a silly game. It's not a big deal. You know? And you just totally immediately right then gave me what I needed to have the strength. So it was cool.
How important is faith?
Hold on, Latrese. There's your boy right there.
My friend. Okay, here's the thing. If we're gonna be friends, I'm gonna need a call or a text every now and then. That's how
I'm gonna give him your number.
Okay. You know, I'm just saying there has to be some type of connection piece that I know you love me.
Okay, once a week, Casey, give her a text. He said, okay.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Are you guys leaving? Oh, okay. All right. He's taking him to basketball. So.
Love it. See, this is real life. This is how people live, right? This is just what we do, and we continue on. And you know, people who, you know, look you up and know you're a wow factor. But I wanted them to see the authentic Danni, who is just a
real
country girl who has kids, who has a whole husband, who has a whole life, whole responsibilities, right?
Yes. And and I'm tired. I'm tired like everybody else. I look in the mirror and go, oh, Lord, help me.
Yes. But I want to get back to the point when you were going through that tough point in the competition. Faith definitely took you to another level. How important is that in your daily life, in everyone's daily life, that faith, that faith that you have to have to move forward, to endure?
I don't know how people get through it without that. I honestly don't. I mean, every single day, even a day that I feel like everything's going along smooth. You know, when you have kids, it's always, there's challenges every day and awards, you know, it's great.
Yes.
But sometimes I'll just be walking down the hall and my oldest son, Bo, will be like, you okay? Because he'll hear me say, help me, Jesus. Help me, Jesus. I say that throughout the day. Just help me, Lord. I mean, there's challenges throughout the day.
Yes.
That I don't know how people make it through that don't have faith, because it takes that just to get through every single day. And then when challenges really come about, I mean, there's days I think, wow, I'm stressing about this or that. This is not a big deal. Yeah. Because like when I got the call that my father had passed away, which was completely unexpected.
Yes.
Completely. I was a little angry. I was at first. And I think it's okay for people to understand that when something catastrophic happens. It's okay to question. It's okay to do all that. And we're going to go fishing. Yes, we are. You just hold on, Miss Latrese. Okay. But that when I got that call, that was like, okay, this is a real challenge in my faith right now.
Yeah.
A real challenge. And I just remember getting it and I was screaming out, oh Lord God, why?
Yes.
I mean, I just didn't understand, you know.
I like the fact that you said you question God, because I think sometimes we don't think we can, but he allows that because he gave us these emotions, these feelings, right? And something like that unexpected, because I know when I got the news about Mr. Cackler, because he was my favorite teacher, I just loved his spirit. You know, it was like God. And at one point as a Christian, in my Christian walk, I was very naive that if I'm a Christian and I give up all this worldly stuff, I'm just going to live a perfect, easy life.
Yeah. No.
That doesn't work like that, you know. Yeah. But I thought, I was like, but God, why? You know, why can't we be exempt? Because we're not doing all this other stuff, you know. So at least can we not, have it so hard? But no, it's just part of life. It's just what it is. Yeah, but I couldn't imagine it without God, because with them. So could you imagine without?
Well, and I'm writing a children's series. Actually, just finished it. We're working on the graphics. The first book is getting ready to come out. So as soon as it's out, I'm gonna let you know. Yeah. But it is about kids facing adversity. So these are 5 different characters, different backgrounds, diversity, that have faced major obstacles, and they went on to make their dreams a reality because they didn't take no as an answer. They didn't let the setbacks keep them from their goal, from their, God's will in their life, and keep prevailing, because that's when you come against, as you know, adversity, you have to embrace it, because you grow. And I couldn't have accomplished a lot of things I haven't if I hadn't faced any adversity in my life. I just wouldn't have been tough enough.
And those wouldn't be the person you are now.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And when my dad passed, I know, okay, Lord, I know you'll work it all out. I know that, but right now I just hurt and I don't understand. Yeah. And then it's just surrounded by so many friends and family that if they're the ones who help you through it. God gives you those people for that reason. It helped me through it. We keep his memory alive. And you feel like you're never going to find joy again or peace. And you do. I remember my mom looking at me, April, my dad passed away in November. She looked at me, she goes, this is the first time on that day. I remember it was actually the selection show Sunday for the NCAA tournament, which we thought was hard because that was a big fun day for us as a family. And she said to me, this is the first day. She goes, I've really found joy since Jim passed away. And so it might be different for everyone of how long it takes, but you will find it. And, we have adjusted and we move on and embrace this stage of our life, and keep their memory alive. They live in you. There's things my kids will say or people do. I'm like, whoa, that was dad, Yeah.
And I love that. And I know when your mom and I had lunch, she was going through that process, and I understand why you're so strong, because I was just looking at her just like I'm speechless at her strength, right?
Yeah.
And her faith, and just getting there to that place called peace again, and strength, and so it was just amazing just to watch her. I'm thinking that, my little ministering talents, I'm going to be able to minister and love on her. I was like, by the time I was done, she had blessed my soul. You understand?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yep.
It's awesome. But let's go.
When you go through it, people who have been through that are there for you because they've experienced the same thing, and that's just how it works. And then you have peace in knowing he's in heaven. But I tell you, these are the days today that I question it. Where the little one, like, I have to go take him fishing. I'm like, before I'd call up my dad. I'm like, hey, breaking stone out to fish, and I just look up and go, okay, I'm going to go take him fishing, and I'm not nearly as good at it.
Aww. But I love you said the memories. You keep those memories alive, right? And that's the thing we do have, is those memories to continue to bless us, right?
Yes.
So his life, because I mean, everyone knows when I say my favorite teacher, he was just one of my favorites. He was amazing.
He's a kind man.
Yes. So now you are, let's talk about today, because, so you had the pageants, and you did modeling, and, you did Survivor. And I know that you've been on TV, on sports channels, and you've done everything from A to Z that I believe that you wanted to, that the Lord had a path for you. But now you did something opposite. It didn't have anything to do with TV nor radio, not a sportscaster, but you started your own business, and now you're an author. Let's talk about that.
Well, with Sideline Chic, that was just kind of, we loved making shirts to wear to games, and it just kind of turned into something bigger than we ever thought that it would. And we joke around about we work harder for less money than we ever have in our life, but we're having so much fun. Yeah. We have a great time, and it's been fun. It's a lot of work, but it's so much fun.
That's great.
Been very successful. The only problem is, we have to we could probably even be bigger and more successful, but we won't compromise the time with our family. Yeah. Okay, the kid wants me to have lunch with him at school today. Okay, I'm going to go have lunch with him at school, or game. So that always comes first.
Yeah.
Then the books, though, that is something I've always wanted to do.
Okay.
I'm not some, great author that I expect is going to be a New York Times bestseller,
You never know.
You never know. But we just, my girlfriend Jess and I wrote it, and want the opportunity to get to come to schools maybe, and read it to them, and just get the opportunity to minister to kids.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going to face adversity, and these books are about just don't let it set you back. Don't
Wow.
let it set you back. Let it give you ammunition to propel yourself forward. So,
Yeah. And tell me, where can we find the book when it comes out?
So the first one's getting ready to come out, and we'll have a Facebook page, and a website. You can order the book. We will, I'm sure we'll have it in store at Sideline Chic, and then all of our other stores that carry our line, we'll put it in there as well.
Okay.
The first one is called Lydia's Story, and it's about a girl who, when you open up the book, you see a little player's card in the book that shows you who she is. It's like a baseball card. And her future occupation, know what she becomes. Now we're going to take you on the path of how she got there. She becomes a prima ballerina, but she lives with her grandparents. So, she lives with her grandparents, and she has a scar on her arm. And you don't know why until later on in the book what all had happened to her.
Wow.
But this first one just talks about her wanting to get to her first ballet class, and some of the insecurity she feels about having the scar. And but it's fun. And these kids, I'm telling you about, all 5 of them have had major obstacles that they've had to overcome. So in different backgrounds, different diversity, because we really wanted to reach out to everyone.
Wow.
So
how important was this for you to do this project?
Oh, this is something I've always wanted to do and never had the time to really just sit down and do it. And so it took my great girlfriend from Colorado to come out and be like, okay, we're booking out a week. We're not leaving the house. We're going to do this. Wow. And it's so much fun writing them. But, as a kid, I overcame a lot of obstacles. And like I said, I embraced them because it made me strong. Yeah. It made me a fighter. Yeah. And I wouldn't be able to accomplish these things if I hadn't faced that. My parents divorced when I was really young. Yeah. And my stepdad, who's the one who passed away, Mr. Cackler, I call my dad as well. My biological father has always been in the picture, and I love him dearly. And we have a good relationship, but he was a terrible alcoholic, horrible, violent temper. Yeah. And some things I just saw as a kid were not normal. Yeah. Okay. But I was like, what? I know he loves me. This is something else. This is something I didn't take that as anything I did wrong. But he, I just said, I'm not going to be like that. I'm stay away from alcohol.
You said something very key. You said it wasn't anything I did wrong. But a lot of times kids feel that there's out of divorce, or when there's an alcoholic or abuse or something. What made you not feel that way? And how could you tell the kids, what would you tell the kids who are watching, or parents who have children that may feel that way?
I think one, it was my mom. Okay. And even though my dad made some terrible choices, she didn't speak bad about him. She would never speak bad about him. I figured everything out on my own as I got older, he was not right with this, but my mom still, because she knew she wanted us, that was our dad. Yeah. And we need to try to have a good relationship with him. So I really do praise my mom for that. Yeah. It had to be the Lord. I mean, it just had to be the Holy Spirit quickening me. Yeah. Just because I don't ever remember one incident that happened that made me think that. I just kind of always knew my dad loves me. He's struggling with stuff. So my heart feels for him because he's going through stuff. And you know what? This shows me, and even though I had a great stepfather, and that's not always the case when people get remarried, they don't always have a great stepmom or stepdad. I did. So I was very fortunate with that. But I didn't want to I didn't want to have a broken family. I didn't want to have, and even my relationship with my husband, things get tough. Yeah. I'm always like, it's just not an option. Yeah. Not an option unless I feel like I'm not safe or my kids weren't safe. Then, but then there's sometimes you have to. Yeah. But you've got to work through everything.
You got to work. Like I've shared with you before personally, marriage is for no punks. You can't be in a marriage. You just can't, because you got 2 people, 2 mindsets, 2 family history coming together to try and be one. Yeah. It takes the Lord. Yeah. The Lord Almighty. You understand?
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's no joke. And I got a wonderful husband, but it takes work. But but it's good work. It's
Yeah.
good work, and there's so many benefits for
Yes.
working it out, even when it doesn't feel like it sometimes,
Well, I didn't know how flawed I was until I got married, and I was like,
Girl,
oh, there's some things.
girl, can you preach that for me? Do you understand? I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Hold on, let me throw that away. But it's matured me. It's made me more self-aware of who I am as a person. It's helped me understand still, as much as I teach on confidence and self-esteem, there are still insecurities that I have to deal with, and
sure.
I have to overcome because of life, because of, past things. And so it definitely has that mirror right here saying, okay, let's fix this, because I'm always telling Olivier to Jesus, like, he did this, and he's like, but this is what you did. So what are we going to do?
Isn't it funny how the Lord will quicken you to those things
Oh
too?
my gosh, I just be like, Jesus, you play too much. I don't even want to talk right now.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yes. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I can talk to you all day, but I'm not, because you got to go fishing. So let's move to hot seat. So this is where I'm going to ask you some questions, and I just need you to give your just truth, just your authentic answers. So I'll start with this. I get a lot of my best ideas on the toilet. Okay. How about that? Where do you get your best ideas?
What was that?
Where do you get your best ideas?
Oh, you know what? Usually in the shower.
Okay.
Because that's when I'm away because usually the kids are hanging on me, or we're working on homework, we're doing something, right? And that's my time when I am away from everybody. Nobody's going to come in there.
Okay.
And I will take like a 30-minute shower or so, because it's just like, well, and that's my time to really pray. I'm all during the day, I'll be like, okay, Lord, help me, Lord, but you just lock in there and lift up people in prayer. I tell you, it's the shower.
Okay.
It is the shower. Ideas come to me in the shower. Everything, because that's my peace and quiet, just like the bathroom is for you. And now I do think when I go on a run, when I'm not at the gym or something, if I get the opportunity to go on a run by myself, a lot happens then too, because it's just me and the Lord out there,
Well,
an occasional snake or, some sort of animal that runs across the road. But
well, that's interesting you say that, Danny, because you said when you're on the run. When I'm on a run, I barely can breathe, let alone pray.
Yep.
So,
well, go for a walk. Then that'd be a good one too. And nobody else.
Walk and talk, but run and nothing. I'm just like, so tell me this. Every woman has a little petty in them, a little bit, a petty. What's your petty?
Gosh. Man, I don't know.
Okay, that's cool.
What's yours?
My petty is my slick tongue. So say like I'm with my girlfriends and someone walks by and says something kind of off kilter.
Oh.
And so I may not say it right then.
But no, I will. I will say it.
You would, okay, so that's your inner petty. That's petty.
Okay. Why didn't I mean because with my girlfriends, with things, I'm not petty about stuff. Like with kids, that's gonna take that, and I'm just not. I think just because I've just seen too much of mine, really, is this a big deal? It's not. Oh no. If somebody will say something that's rude to my friends or to me, or so, I have no filter. I'll say something.
Okay, so that's literally
fine. Or driving the car, I'm really bad. Like if somebody
a little driving petty. Okay.
Oh, bad. No. Yeah, no, it's bad. They're my kids. I'm like, gosh, they're in the car watching. I can't do this. In fact, I think that's the first time my son ever heard the word jackass. He asked my husband, what does that mean? He was probably 3. Yeah. And he goes, because mom calls people that a lot when she's driving. So
that is so fun. They pick up all that stuff. They don't pick up what we want them to pick up, but they pick up all that, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
think of our inner petty. Okay. Last question. If you could write to your younger self, what would you say?
Oh man, gosh. Um, it's interesting because I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm so proud of everything that I've accomplished. Like, I've had a fun life. I feel like a Forrest Gump. There's all sorts of crazy. I could tell you stories. People just be like, "That's not true." Yeah, it absolutely is true. Like, doing a runway show for Lady Diana just a few months before she passed, like, was really cool. Princess Diana, walking down the end of the runway and seeing her. It's great. I think that I was so distracted in school because I was ready to get out. I mean, I knew I wanted to go. I want to go conquer the world. I wanted to go see it. And I did fine in school. I just wish I know what I was capable of, and I didn't do that. And I wouldn't change anything. I mean, I traveled around the world. I got to work at ESPN. I worked in Chicago at Celebrity News. But there's that part of me, I wish I could maybe go back and just have that full college experience and be at school and do the whole, and maybe that would be the one thing, like, let's just go back and do this, but I wouldn't change anything,
Right.
And I really, I got it so young. Like, I didn't sweat the small stuff when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Some of the things kids would worry about or get involved in, I didn't have any part of that.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't want to. Maybe I would want to stop and smell the roses a little bit more, because my motor's always going and I'm so driven that sometimes I just didn't quite take it all in.
Okay. So are you still that way? Because I can answer that for you. But are you smelling any type of rose, flower, insect?
My mom says I have never met anybody in my life, my mom says, who can kill mint. I plant some flowers out here. The mint died. Nobody can kill mint. Mint, usually you can't get it to stop growing. Like, it's just everywhere. And I can kill that because I don't take time to stop and take care of the flowers, let alone smell them. I need to do that. That is probably something I just have always needed to work on. But, there's nothing really of change back then. I did have a really nice, good, sweet boyfriend when I was like 19 and 20. And I kind of just broke up with him. And I think I broke his heart. And you think, I'd like to go back and maybe be a little bit nicer about that. And see ya, good luck to you. I think it's just broken
hearted. But that's just who you are. You don't have time. You're like, time is money. Let's go. We got to keep going. And I think that's also that, being raised with a lot of boys, and just let's do it. I don't have time for all this little extra stuff.
And what really irritates me, can I just tell you this?
Yeah.
Are those moms that are crafty, that can just make anything, do anything. I try to say, like, I'm getting ready to carve pumpkins tonight. It's going to be no fun. It's going to be a disaster. They're not going to look right. My kids are going to be disappointed in them. And I get mad at those parents that know how to make the funky one. Everything's perfect. I'm like, I wish I knew how to do that stuff. I wish I could go back and be better at shop class.
You are so funny. That's that inner petty. That's
yes, I must have a lot of it.
That is so, but just the fact that you're doing it is great, right? That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so let's go to this. Let's go to beauty. So I'm going to ask you some questions on beauty.
Yes.
Because, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, we talk. We say that all the time. Are you afraid of getting old?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I am going to be one good-looking hot lady when I get older, man. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to wear makeup, have my nails done. I'm just going to always it may take a little more work. Yeah. What they say is little paint never hurt an old barn. I'm just gonna be one of those cute old ladies in the nursing home with my red lipstick on. I will. That was my grandma Joy. No, the only thing that it's just hurting. Like, even today, I've got arthritis in my left hand, and it's hurting so bad today. So those things I don't look forward to. Yeah. But I really and truly, I have been fine embracing every stage. I mean, going from modeling and doing all that stuff and the magazines and the runway to now I don't do that, but I embrace it. I got some gray hair. Things are changing.
Yeah.
And I'm fit, skin's just different. I mean, and I'm okay with it. I really and truly just embrace every stage.
And I love that, because I know a lot of times in the beauty industry, and even though I wasn't in front of the camera, but I was helping you guys, the models and everything. And at a point, because, seasons change and the newer models come in and that newer version. Yeah. And so a lot of times it is a challenge for the older models to embrace, okay, this next life, right?
Yes, and I saw some do that with me. And then now I just remember helping them, trying to teach them how to move, how to work on the runway, because they're the next, the next.
Yeah, it's their season now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love being a mom and all the things I get to do with this.
It's fulfillment. Again, I think it comes down to knowing purpose and having all your gifts. Also, would you ever go under the knife?
Yeah, I have well, okay, I'm scared of the knife, first of all, just because I don't like needles and all that. I don't. And I feel like there's so many great things that you could, like, going in for a facelift or something like that. It's really not necessarily necessary anymore, because you can have so many great products and other things. And I feel like if I ever felt, I don't know, because I haven't been to that stage yet where I really felt like I would really want to fix something. I don't have a problem with people that do.
Right.
And I wouldn't say I wouldn't, but I'm not really that person. Does that make sense? Like, I just don't really, I'm okay with my butt a little saggy right now. I'm okay with those things, that if I can't take care of it all natural and with exercise and all that, then I don't really want to profit, but I'm not totally against it. If I felt like, I really need to, if people want to do it, I don't think anything of it.
Yeah.
Not at all. I'm scared of needles. Like, when I had my babies, I didn't want the epidural just because I was like, I can't do that big needle. I can't do it. Yeah. If I don't have to have it, I don't want it. But probably have girlfriends that have done some stuff. And you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It makes you feel better, and you don't get addicted to it.
Yeah. Right.
But golly, I tell you what, some people who try to look 20 when they're 40, 50, it doesn't look good. It looks worse.
Yeah, it does. But for some reason, I think they still just see themselves as that 20-year-old. So they don't see what we see.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess, because I'm like, it doesn't look right.
But because they'll continue, because I've had clients where it's just like, no. And I know we're beautiful, but something's not working right in your life.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's what I'm like. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, if I felt like I needed to and I wanted to do it, I'd go for it. But I hate pain. Yeah. I hate that pain. I don't mind running pain, but that kind of stuff, no, thank you.
Well, Stone has said this podcast is over. So Stone, let me just ask your mom this, okay? Can I ask her one more question?
I love you, Latrese. Yes. My poor boy, I'm telling you what, like me, when he wants something, want it now, and nothing's in the way of it.
It's now. It is. And I get it. I have my 9-year-old. When she wants something, I'm telling you, it's like, let's do it.
Oh, and she is gonna set the world on fire, man. She's gonna do something great.
Isn't she? Yeah. She's my boss.
Yeah.
Just truthfully, she's my boss. And I'm okay with it. I've embraced it. I'm good with it. Right? Yeah. So, Steve's the one that did the worm.
Yes.
That's the one. Okay, so Danni, we are done with this interview, but I had so much fun, and there was so much insight and revelation that was given. But if I can ask you, can you give insight on just everything we talked about, just kind of a closure? I'm going to have you go first, and then I'll go after you, and we're done. And you can go fishing. You can go carve them pumpkins that are not going to look right.
I'm sending you a picture.
You give Casey my number so that I know that I truly have a friend indeed in him.
Well, and I'm giving you his number because you know
it's done.
Yes.
Yes. You know I'm a texter.
Oh, and you do it. You go for it. I know you will, and I'm going to love it.
I'm doing it. It's done.
Well, and it's as soon as this first book's done. It's at print. So as soon as we get the Facebook page up and stuff, I'll let you know, because that's just kind of how I feel in life in general, is embrace the adversity that comes your way, and know that it's making you stronger and propel you forward to something great that God has in store for you. And he has a great plan for everyone, and to believe in that and not let anything set you back, because we're all face struggles, and to be real about it, and to look outside if you need to, if you don't feel comfortable with, talking to your family or your good friends, the pillars in your life. I always tell people that there's pillars in your life. There's teachers, there's people like you, friends, that are there to help you, and to look for that, and then embrace who you are. Like, I love that you are all about that with everyone. Everyone is beautiful. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. I mean, when I was modeling in the industry, there were some beautiful girls. I'm like, wow, why would I want to book me on a job? Look at this girl from Brazil. Look at this girl from, I mean, like, oh my goodness. Never compare yourself. Just be happy with who you are. And this is what I tell everybody. I like to grab a hold of every single day and squeeze as much out of it as you possibly can. Just not get that day back. And every chance I get to kiss these little stinkers, kiss and hug, and I do, and on everyone, because you just never know what tomorrow holds. So squeeze as much out of today as you can.
I love that. And you've said a mouthful. All I can add to that as an insight is that, like our topic was, you're more than just a pretty face. You are so uniquely designed by your creator, God. And so he has equipped you to squeeze every moment out of that day and be such an amazing person. Live your best life. And living your best life is being whole in your mind and in your emotions. You know?
One other thing, yes, I tell my boys every single day, be happy for people. I said, when your friend, when something great happens to them, when somebody, because everybody's got gifts, everybody's got talents. God's got a great plan for everyone. I said, so when they're having their season, be happy for them. If you can't be happy for other people, you're going to be miserable. So I get excited when my other friends, something great happens. I'm like, yes.
It takes maturity. And it takes understanding that everyone has a season. And just because this person is just living her best life, it has nothing to do with anything being taken from you. Her shine doesn't dull your shine. Let's shine together. And that's what it's all about. Embracing your authentic self, connecting to who you are, discovering who you are, and then express it to the world by serving people with your God-given gift. And that's what purpose is. And so,
love people. My boys and I watch the news all the time, and I'm like, you know what? It's okay if you don't agree with someone, your lifestyle's different, or whatever, you have to love them. Doesn't mean you have to accept that lifestyle for yourself, but just love people.
Because that's what God did for us. He sent his son
Jesus
to die for me. And he knows I be ratchet. And he died for me. So loving the people. And so that would be my insight in closing. Love yourself and love the people.
Absolutely.